Welcome back to the House of Takes NBA show. I think we're the only show in North America that actually believes Zion Williamson when he says he's a competitor and he wants to win. All right, on today's show, we are going to talk about the New Orleans Pelicans and are they actually a legitimate threat in the Western Conference? I think they are. That is, of course, if the Denver Nuggets weren't going to be in the playoffs. But minus the Denver Nuggets, this New Orleans Pelicans team absolutely has a chance. And one of the key reasons for that is this guy, Zion Williamson. I'll be back with some thoughts after this video.
Like a switch flipped for you. What was that? Take me inside it.
I'm a competitor. I want to win. Simple as that.
Until the very last second, you were going hard tonight. It's like you wanted to make a statement.
They can take it how they want. I just want to win.
Okay. Yes, Zion, they can take it however they want. I mean, did you see the look on Zion's face when he was actually talking about it? Now, do the Pels actually have a legitimate chance in the Western Conference? And the answer to that question, in my opinion, is yes. Of course, there are some matchups with some teams like the Lakers, which I think don't favor them so well. But could they beat just about any other team in the Western Conference playoffs this year, minus the Denver Nuggets and the matchup issues that they would have with the Los Angeles Lakers? And the answer to that question is yes, especially when you have Zion actually looking the way Zion is actually looking. Look, in life, sometimes major events happen and that changes your perspective on things. As you all know, Zion became a father last year, and that might have just absolutely lit a fire under him. I challenge you, go out, watch a Zion Williamson New Orleans Pelicans basketball game. When they are on, Zion is absolutely in the game. You know, he used to take a lot of heat for not actually trying all the time. And what I've seen out of Zion, especially over the past couple months, is a guy that actually wants to win. I think that NBA All-Star snub also took a toll on Zion. And Zion at this point appears poised to actually try to get this New Orleans Pelicans team deep into the playoffs. Now, they are currently in the 5th spot in the highly competitive Western Conference. And of course, Zion has had injury problems, but all of those things aside, this particular roster that the New Orleans Pelicans have actually put together at this point does give the Pels a legitimate chance. I mean, Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, Trey Murphy, Valanciunas, Herb Jones plays actual defense, which is something we don't see a lot of young players do. And the kid I really like is Jordan Hawkins. Now, I think if the Pels could find a way to get Jordan Hawkins more minutes than he's currently getting, and he's currently averaging somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes a night in the association. If you could get Hawkins 25 to 30 minutes a night, he might just blossom into a superstar during the Western Conference. He is the purest shooter I've seen enter this league since, quite frankly, Steph Curry. Well, I mean, you've got Luka and you've got some other players, but like just pure shooter. Jordan Hawkins absolutely is one of those guys. Now, as for Zion, look, once again, watch the video, go back, check some of the highlights, sit down and find and grab yourself a cold one and actually watch a New Orleans Pelicans game. When Zion is in the game, he is an absolute difference maker. Now, he's not doing what a lot of us thought he would do, which was 25 to 30 points a night. But the Pels at this point do have an extremely balanced offense, which would afford Zion to actually score less and actually become a better teammate with his rest of his team. In other words, getting other players on the team involved like CJ, like Brandon, and eventually you just watch Jordan Hawkins. All right, that's it for today's House of Takes NBA show on a Saturday. What do you think, North America? Do you believe that Zion and the Pels have a legitimate chance to go deep in the Western Conference? For the House of Takes NBA show, I'm Dave DeBaugh, wishing you all a tremendous rest of your sports viewing day.
You've been listening to the House of Takes NBA show with Dave Daba, presented by Stealth.ltd.